Hello, I'm Ellie for Edu for Java, and this is the SQL tutorial number 3. In this tutorial we're going to see tables. We're going to see this following instructions: create table, alter tables, and drop tables. Obviously we're going to have an example for creation of a table, a modification of a table, and a delete a table. As you can see over here, I've been already playing and we have a new table which wasn't here in the last tutorial. Let's start learning to drop a table. We're going to delete this table to create it again as an example. Drop table, as you can see here, we can see the SQL instruction to delete a table. Apply SQL, finish, and refresh. We can see that the table doesn't exist anymore. Let's create a new table now. Right button on the mouse, create table. We're going to call it, for example, let's see, publisher. We have a table called books, and now we want a table with the publishers of the books. Now we go to columns and we can see that automatically the application has written an ID publisher, and you can also see here on the letter key, and on the right where data type is, we can see an int type. Here you can see the name of the field, and here the type. The int is going to be the type of the column of the table. This is going to be the name of the column, and this is going to be like the identifier. The key means it's going to be unique. Here it says on the right PK, the primary key. A primary key is a unique identifier. Okay, let's continue. We'll put a name here. Automatically it offers me, when I write name, a bar chart 45. This says it's a text with a length of 45 characters. Okay, that will be okay. We're going to put an address, type bar chart 45, maybe it's too long. Now we're going to write a phone. For a phone, bar chart 45 is too much. We'll be okay with 20. I think that would be enough for a phone. Okay, it's ready. We're going to apply, and here we're going to see the sentence which was generated. Let's look at it. Create table. This is the sentence to create a table. It says edu.publisher. Edu would be the schema, and publisher the table to be created. Basically, in between these brackets comes the fields to be created. These quotation marks are not really necessary. They would be necessary if we wrote a strange symbol or a space, but normally if there are an identifier like this, it's not really necessary. Here it says that it's going to create a field ID publisher with an int type, and it's going to be a not null. It can't be null. Wait a minute, let's cancel a moment. Here I have another option. If I put in AI a check, I'm going to check it and say yes. This adds here this characteristic to the definition, auto increment. This means that I don't have to write a number here. He's going to put it for me, and automatically it will be incremented for us. Each time I make a register, it will add one more. We'll see this later. The second column says name var char 45, and it can be null. Address var char 45, null. Phone var char 20, and it can be null. Lastly, we have a primary key, and in brackets, ID publisher. This is saying that this column is going to be the primary key. This in fact creates an index, but indexes will be seen in another future tutorial. Well, this is the create instruction. I'll save it to use through commands, and now we'll use it directly here. Apply SQL. It executes automatically, and we can do with this button here with a refresh button, and we can see here the table publisher with the fields too. Let's now think that the address here is not necessary because we contact by phone, so we can eliminate the address. We'll use the options we have, and one of them, as we know, is alter table, to modify the table. Let's go now to the columns, and we're going to tell him that we don't want this address. We basically click here on delete selected columns. Here it is. We go to apply, and we see what it says. Alter table. Here's the SQL instructions. Is the instruction on edu.publisher, and it says top column. Which one? That would be address. If we execute this with the button apply and finish, we come here and we see that it has really disappeared. With the alter table, with instruction alter table and drop column, when we made this publisher, it was so that book we could indicate in the book who is the publisher of each book. If we, for example, are working with these books and we want more, we have to know who is the publisher of the book. Let's alter this one then. This is an example of how we can use the alter instruction. Okay, we'll now then alter the table. Here it is. We'll do this time to alter a column. This column will be publisher identifier. If you remember, the ID publisher was an int. Let's put int. We want it not to be null, so they're obliged to put something. Yes, here we check it. We say null, not null. Apply. We'll apply SQL. Now I'm thinking that maybe I have problems with the data we have already created. Well, let's see. Alter table, add column. Alter table is the same as before on edu.books. Instead of drop column, we have add column. The name of the column I want to add, the int type, which can't be null, and after ISBN. This is here. It would be put after ISBN. That's the order where it's going to be. Okay, let's start to apply. Let's go to refresh. I come to books, and we can see here ID publisher. Now the only thing we need is to execute drop. Will be executed a drop at the we already executed a drop at the beginning, so we'll do the same thing but by console. We open the console, and the first thing we're going to do is drop table. This one drop table of the publisher table. Drop table and the name of the table. Enter. I come here and I refresh, and I can see I don't have the table publisher anymore. I go to the console again. We paste the instructions to create a table. It's the same one as before because I just copied it. Okay, copy paste, enter. Okay, the table was created. Let's refresh, and here refresh, and here I have the table. We said that we didn't want the columns address. Let's come to the console again, and we're going to drop a columns address. Okay, that's the column address. Enter. Let's come here again. We also refresh, and we can see we haven't got the address column anymore. I could execute to create this one. I should first delete it to create the ID publisher again. Let's alter table. Let's see here. Columns. We're going to the columns. In ID publisher, we'll click on delete. Let's see if I found it. No, default, no, clear default. Delete selected columns. Apply. As you can see, an altered table dropped like the last one. Now we're going back to the console to the same instruction. The copy paste, enter, and let's see, refresh. Okay, we can now see that the columns aren't there anymore. Let's create now. Let's go to the console. Okay, paste, and again refresh. We go to refresh. We can see in books that we have now the ID publisher. Well, now I could do the drop. We started with it, so here we have the tables as we wanted them. Okay, now we can have a look at ID publisher and to the auto increment, which is a new thing. Edit data table, name, phone, edu for Java, for a name, for a phone 555, 555. Remember, you have to press this button to apply the changes. Click. Okay, this is the SQL which is going to execute. Don't worry, because we'll see the insert in another tutorial. Apply, finish. Automatically you can see that it wrote a 1. This is because of the auto increment. For example, I can try here, I can write here edu. This will be my own editorial, and here I don't write anything. Save. Again, apply, finish. And here we can see a number 2. He automatically generates us the numbers. Here we have to see what happened with books. Let's see. The ID publisher here, which can't be null, but the application has wrote at 0. We can say that Java in 21 days has been published by Edu for Java. Publisher 1 and SQL 15 minutes has been written by the author number 2, by the publisher number 2. Here we are. Number 1, Edu for Java. Number 2, Edu. With this, we've seen create, alter, and drop. See you in the next tutorial. Bye.